It's year 2025 and the amount accumulated in tourism or wellness sector around the world is said to be over $10.9 trillion.
We are talking about $11.1 trillion contributed to the global economy by tourism, according to the tourism trade body of the world.
And most especially when people travel thousands of miles, they tend to typically visit historical and cultural sites, iconic landmarks and regional patterns often rich in history and culture.
Cultural tourism is all about the experiences, so it's not about going and staying in a resort, it's about getting out and seeing the people. So what you're finding is, number one, more and more people want experiences. I call them travel forward moments. It's when you get to experience something that you could not possibly experience without travel, and that's life-changing. And so more and more people are doing that, and the economic impact of cultural tourism over the years has been better educated folks spending more, staying longer, so it's more profitable, and it creates a bond between the people of that destination with those visitors, and that's how we transcend a lot of the things we're hearing with politics today and everything else. The people can rise up and people can make the connections, and that's what culture is all about.
The travel and tourism contribution to global GDP is totaling up to $10.9 trillion in 2024, representing 10% of the global economy.
Travel and tourism contributed 2.8% to Nigeria's GDP in 2020, which was equal to $11 billion compared to 2019. That was 4.4%. The contribution of travel and tourism to the Nigerian economy experienced a significant drop.
And majorly, historical and cultural side are some of the most powerful travel experiences because it takes a more deeper look into civilizations, traditions, and events that shapes the world.
I think there are three things that the government can do to help encourage tourism in Nigeria. When I'm traveling a lot between African countries, and I see a lot of advertising in airports, around airports, in the city, of amazing destinations to travel to in Africa. I don't see Nigeria among them, and I think it's not because there's a lack of tourism, it's because the government, I think, could do more to promote what Nigeria has to offer.
Nigeria, with over 200 million people and Africa's most populous country with incredible diversity, is missing out on one of the world's fastest growing industry. When we have so many rich, diverse places like the Blue and Green River, the Cathedral Ranch, the 10 Commandment monuments in Jos, beautiful strings, and so many more.
I believe that the reason why tourism has lagged behind in Nigeria has a lot to do with what people characterize the narrative that has to be in place for tourism to flourish. Okay, security, right? Again, the infrastructure. And when you're talking about the infrastructure, you're talking about the power, the access, the visas, all this. Perhaps in the past, we have not had a totality of an enabling environment to allow that tourism to flourish.
I believe that also. Talking about proper structure, I recently took a trip to the city of Ibadan, which happens to be known as one of the largest cities in Africa, where the Yoruba heritage played a crucial role in southwestern Nigerian history. Its distinctive brown rooftops seen view from above, created by a widespread use of corrugated iron roofings. I decided to visit this place to explore its history and visit its most touristic places. And at the end of this video, you realize the million-dollar opportunities there in the tourism sector. If this is your first time on the channel, I kindly like that you subscribe, like, and help share this video so as to be able to teach, educate, and sensitize the younger generations about the beauty of Africa. Now, let's head into the video. Our first stop was at Mapo. We're supposed to shoot a video here. It wasn't properly taken care of, and they were charging a whopping sum of 10,000 naira just to see the building. Sometimes I feel like one thing that sets you back, content creator here in Nigeria, is people.
So you will have said the backup letter from the tourists and the secretariat, that will be first, and then you come back to the spot. But now you jump in, show the contents, charges 10,000.
So I've spoken to the tour guide. I was charged 1,000 naira. Last time when I came, I was charged 500 naira, and I'm told the price has gone up. I don't know why, but there's no fixed amount.
I think what I was more bothered about wasn't the charge fee or what they were actually using the money they are collecting for, because to me the building looks with no proper care or whatsoever. So I ditched it and had to go somewhere else. I feel that as a content creator here, one thing that just limits you, that sets you back like a 1,000 step, is most of all these personnel where you want to go like create content for people. Yeah, it's okay like if you guys have a negotiation like this is the fee, but most of the time those fees don't even go into the right places, doesn't go go into the right courses, yeah, you see that most of them, they just want to do it for their own beneficial. I mean, it's okay for you to like say that, okay, what are you going to give us after you're done with your video? That's totally fine. But then when you now come from a place of what's the word now? From a place of entitlement. Like I was passing now, one guy was like saying that meaning that once you're done with that video, come and give us money. Like it's just so much, and sometimes you just discourage you to like want to do whatever you want to do. So upcoming content creators or people that are even looking at doing content, just have this in mind first. Know that even if you're like trying to show the beauty of your place out there, trust me, nobody even wants to know that you're trying to show out the beauty of this place. Just have it in mind that you always face obstacles every single time. There's one thing I noticed about Ibadan people is that you used to think Ibadan Lagos people are like good drivers. But Ibadan guys, have you seen Ibadan people when they drive? It's crazy. They drive like they are driving a GTA. Just like this, my guy here. I don't know. It feels like we have a stopwatch. That is our car right now. Our next stop was this majestic building which belonged to one of the first churches that was constructed in city of Ibadan.
This church was established over 170 years ago.
But this particular structure here has been standing for over 70 years.
This last January we had our 174th anniversary of the church. But this main building, this structure you're seeing here, was constructed over 70 years ago by German engineers.
So you're saying that this building is actually solid?
Yeah, very solid.
The total cost of constructing this entire building with its furnitures and equipment just about 500,000 naira.
David Indra was the man that brought Christianity to Ibadan. The first church in Ibadan is St. David's Cathedral, Kudeti.
Oh, okay, the one
we have there. Yeah. So it was after that time that David Indra also came to this place to establish his church. So these are the priests that have been here over the years, starting from 1914 down to 2025.
Is there a particular time where a priest would serve you? Or
No. You can serve till any time. Whenever the bishop feels like moving you, can move you at any time. Yes.
Who is the current priest?
That's the one you met at the gate.
Yeah.
That's the head of the church.
There's one beautiful thing about humility. Yeah. Before actually getting an entrance here, I mentioned something about sometimes I feel like one thing that sets you back as a Nigerian or as a content creator here in Nigeria is people. Imagine we coming out there and we want like the permission. I mean, we would have taken the drone from like afar off like we do, but it's just costly for you to see a very ancient building like this and you coming through security and you wanted to like ask, okay, how can we get access to this place? And then we already seen someone just telling us no. But apparently, the person that allowed us in is actually the priest of this church. And yo guys, and I didn't know. I tell you, that's humility right there.
So yeah, that's the roll call of the priest. This priest, that's the roll call.
Wow.
So you can see Mr. Foster. That was the first catechist. So these ones are priests. But before we started to have priests, when David Indra brought the church, before we started to have priests, we had catechists.
What's a catechist?
They call it catechist. It's like not an ordained priest, just somebody to gather people. And it is written in the history book of the church that these pillars that you're looking at are down in the ground by nothing less than 6 feet. According to history, it took about 6 months for the casting of the pillars alone. You can see that the whole structure is built on pillars everywhere, intersection of pillars. I don't think we have this kind of structure in Ibadan. This is like the biggest in Ibadan.
What's the capacity?
Last Sunday, we had about 400 plus.
400 plus?
Yes. So I believe that if we are to house or to seat 600 persons, 700, this place will contain.
See them comfortably. Yo. After seeing the main auditorium, we decided to head out to the belfry, which is just at the top of the church auditorium.
This is actually supposed to be the main entrance. We call it the western door. But because of the structure, raising a step from down up here would be, I think that's why they had to just...
Tell me, this building consists of 7 floors to get to the top of it. This is the last floor and it feels like... And on getting to the top of the church, you can see the vivid view of the entire landscape city of Ibadan. Yo, guys, let's check around, yo. I'm at the top of the building here. can see, I'm literally standing with my heart in my mouth right now. This is like the top of the building here. Yeah, what did they do? Maybe you should just explain.
This is where we have the bell, and we call it the belfry. This is just basically traditionally to call members of the church for service.
So when you call for service, like people in the community,
Far and near. There's another community down called Oritaponi. People from there here.
wow.
This thing was raised so high so that it can travel far. So if you're at Kudeti, that's the cathedral, that's the first church in Ibadan.
The blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Kudeti. If you're in that place and this thing is
Being
round,
round.
you will hear.
Oh, guys. For the fact that I could make it up to this place, it's only by God's grace. I was thinking about my life as I was walking down every staircase here. We are done upstairs now. Nice, you go downstairs. That's where the problem is. I don't know how I got here. Oh, guys. My God. With the way I took my time to climb this staircase, if it were to be a 4-year course, trust me, I ought to pass. I've never been so careful about climbing anything in my life. After checking out the belfry, I took my time to check out the surroundings also, and I found out that the foundational stone of this church was laid on March 1965. It was later dedicated in 1977, and all these are being done right here in this ancient city in Nigeria called Ibadan. So what would you have to say about Ibadan?
Ibadan is a very nice place, you know, one of the oldest cities in Nigeria, and Ibadan is so big on preserving culture, heritage, you know, tradition. As you can see from the houses and structures, the buildings around, the rooftops, you'll be able to see that there are houses that are even over 100, 150 years.
So guys, you can see from the area view that I showed you guys, you can see ancient buildings. Almost the entirety of this place, I'm seeing like old brown roofs. Is it that people don't want to renovate their houses or what?
No, like I said, people are so big around here. People are so big on preserving culture, tradition, you know, so that you can have something to show to generations to come. So it's a kind of, you know, preserving the culture, tradition, and, you know, family heritage.
So can this place pass for like the most ancient place in history?
Of course, of course.
Our next stop is a place called the Boa Store. This is located in the summit of the highest hill in the city of Ibadan, named Okiare. This historical tower was said to be built in 1936 by the same designer who designed the Mapo Hall. On getting here, the entrance fee for this place as when I shot this video was 3,000 naira per head. At this place, to a point, the money was being used to keep the place tidy, even though the place itself felt so abandoned, like it hasn't been visited in years. There's nothing really much happening here, just a deserted place, but I tell you, there's one thing you enjoy here is the scenery, and it has this tower which you can see the drone footage now. I think that's just like the hallmark of this place, and probably serenity. Other than this tower where you can view the entire majestic city of Ibadan, the buildings right here were already given up. For me, I think it can pass for a relaxation center, a place for picnics with family, and also to recuperate. Probably tell me what you feel or what you think about this place. If here is worth visiting or not. Well, as for me, in as much as people can travel down to Ibadan and can pay to visit these places, even in this not so good shape and all, imagine how much revenue could be generated on an annual basis for a place that is functional and that gives good value to life. Like the Kunle Afolayan Production Film Village and Resort, right here in Oyo State, where the Netflix blockbuster and the Black movie was shot. Today's video is sponsored by 27 Development. 27 Development is a fun real estate and investment company right here in Lagos. They believe in shaping the future through their integrated approach to real estate and investment with projects across Lagos, Abeokuta, and Ibadan. And in their project here, Ibadan is a large area of land totaling up to 8 hectares of land called Valeria County. And here in Valeria County, you either have the Valeria County residential or the Valeria County commercial. So you can either choose which of them you want. Either you want to build a residential house, or probably you want to have as a commercial. Probably you want to build farmlands or make investment for a wellness and tourism center, or probably just different investment you want to put into. Valeria County is there for you right here in Ibadan. Starting from 1.8 million naira, you can get a 500 square meter here in Valeria County. With an initial deposit of only 500,000 naira, you can take your first step towards land ownership without breaking the bank. I will include the details in the description section below. Now, let's get right into the video.
As we chart a new course for tourism in Africa, one thing is clear: the government cannot build the sector alone. It needs a partnership with the private sector. The sector's growing complexity and opportunities demand this strategic partnership.
I mean, there's a huge lot of investment opportunities in the tourism sector right here in Nigeria as a whole. What do you think about this video and investment opportunities? Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If this is your first time on the channel, I would kindly like that you help join and grow this community by sharing and subscribing to this channel as we build a community of putting Africa in its rightful beautiful place in the continent.
Subscribe, it's a very wonderful arrangement, it's a very wonderful project. Please subscribe, like every video. You get to find more of these awesome projects.
You guys already, yeah? So yeah, subscribe and like. So I see you in the next video. Keep winning, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe.